Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to talk about my story. When I say my story, it is what has shaped me into being this person today, sitting in front of you and talking to the camera. Growing up, I was this girl who always wanted better things for herself. I had huge dreams to do something. I don't know what exactly, but I wanted to make money. I wanted to inspire people. So my grown up version of myself in that girl's head was somebody who's very successful, and I don't know where that came from, but my life did not look anything like that. I was so underconfident. I was not active in school. I was above average in studies. I was just existing, and I had so many insecurities, self doubts. I never stood up for myself. I always believed what everybody else told me. Also, like, very unhappy inside, because whenever somebody else achieved something, my immediate thought would be like, why is it not me, or how can I be there? Instead of appreciating them, I would compare myself to them and feel a kind of discomfort. And I used to wonder why I feel this way. The thing with that girl is she wanted a lot of things in her life, and she didn't know how to pursue them. And she was also not surrounded with people who encouraged her to pursue anything other than studies. Like, I was into fashion. I even now I like a lot of things about clothes and fashion. But I remember in 10th and 11th and all, I told my mom that I want to pursue fashion designing, and she would say no. Like, creative things was always a no for us, because they said it doesn't get you anywhere. So I was always discouraged whenever I spoke what my heart wanted, or like what I really wanted. All parents do. They also try to put me in boxes which is approved by the society. I went with that. I didn't know anything else. My parents did not support me in anything other than just getting a degree and maybe doing an MBA. So that's what I focused on. Like, but also I was unhappy inside. I was very competitive, over competitive, because I wanted to be someone, and I couldn't be any of what I wanted. So I was over competitive in college. I was trying to do this and that, and I was always trying to prove myself or to the people around that I am something, because that's what the picture my inner child always had, that I am something, and I don't even know what. So I was unhappy. I was just living with those dreams and living a normal life with those dreams inside my head, because I was conditioned, because I grew up in a family which is very conservative and always conditions you into thinking according to what the society wants. What happened is I was very conscious with everything I did, the way I looked, the way I spoke, the way I dressed, the way I walked, everything. I was very conscious, and I was too bothered by how I'm being perceived by other people. So I think I was never myself growing up, like my true self. Even now I'm trying to find her. Am I really myself? I'm really not sure. But one thing I know, that I actually lost touch with myself. If this was the girl Veena really is when she was born, or was meant to be, I lost touch with her, and like my authentic self was nowhere close to who I was at that time. A girl who's not in touch with herself, her desires, her wants and visions, how would she be confident? How would she be able to make a decision for herself? How would she even voice her opinions? So she was never confident. She was always doubting herself. And that's what I've been for the longest time in my life. That does not mean I didn't have a good childhood. I have amazing friends. I really did have a great time in school, in college, in MBA. But when I think about those times, I was actually functioning with a dysregulated nerve system, which I was not aware of. I was just living the life I knew. After school, I went to college in Chennai, and then after that, I got a job and working from home during COVID, and also was parallelly preparing for MBA entrance, because I wanted to get into a pretty decent top B school. So I was working super hard, because that was the only way I knew how to channel my ambitious energy. So I was working super hard. I was waking up at 6 a.m., studying my ass off, and then going for work. And even during college, like, I remember second year, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and walk 2 kilometers in the dark to go to an MBA entrance coaching class, attend the class, go to college, attend college. After that, I would go for dance practice, come to my hostel, study, freshen up, and sleep. And again, like 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. is what I used to function in my second year of college. None of my friends were doing that. I was the only one who was doing that, and I'm questioning, why was I living like that? During COVID, I was working and parallelly studying. So I used to wake up at 6 a.m., study till 8 a.m., then log in for work, and then work till 5 p.m., and then study from 5 to 7. I used to study till 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., 12 a.m. and all. And then I got into Goa Institute of Management. In November 2022, I had an enlightenment. Like, I stumbled upon a YouTube video, had like this eye-opening feeling where I was like, I don't have to be unhappy. I don't have to think that I can't do anything big. Maybe I can try. Maybe this universe is actually working out in my favor. And if I start believing that the universe is actually supporting me, I don't need anybody else to support me. I don't need my parents to tell me that you can do this, you can do that. So, this thought really changed the way I saw life. Until then, I saw God as an entity which is like a man outside, powerful man, which will punish me if I did something wrong, or if I made the wrong choice, or if I disobeyed my parents. But that day, I saw God as an energy in this universe. And it completely changed the way I saw life. It completely changed the way I saw myself. And I felt so much more powerful. I felt like I can do things. I can, I don't have to be unhappy. I can try out and fail. It is okay. There is a power that is backing all of us, and we all can be whatever we want in this lifetime. So this enlightenment just was just so amazing to feel at that point. And from then, a lot of things changed. I started becoming more expressive. I started finding myself. I started becoming happier and more confident. And my friendships began to like blossom. Like the friendships I have in MBA, I was literally being myself and they were appreciating me for it. I was never like that until that moment. All the friends I had, I was always just, trying to get along and be nice to them. It's not that they were not nice to me, they were all amazing people, but in some way or the other, I thought I have to be a certain person. I cannot show my real self. That would mean that I'm not nice. I don't know, from that day, my friendships became so nice. I started scoring better. I started feeling so much positive about life. And there's so many good things started happening to me. I got a scholarship in college. I was part of the football team and we won, and all of that just made me so happy. Made my account public, which means I started posting online. I felt so motivated to do something apart from just studying and getting a job. That was my first dose of enlightenment. Then it was all about me trying to make it in social media. Not trying, initially I was just doing it for fun, but then I realized there is something in me was telling me there's more that you can do with social media. Okay, parents were completely against me. As expected, my mom came to me and she cried because at that time she was also looking to get me married. So these families were trying to find things about me. Somebody told my mom that I also had a YouTube at that time where I was speaking about self-improvement and all that. And somebody told my mom that she's doing all of this. She doesn't look like this typical wife kind of a girl. Should stop all this, otherwise nobody will marry her. And my mom came to my room and she cried. She was like, you have to stop everything. And she's like, I beg you, Veena, you have to stop everything. You can't destroy your own image at this point where you're trying to get married. I was like, what's wrong? I want a person who accepts me for who I am. And my mom was like, no, and crying and crying. And she gave me like this hard deadline. Put a stop to this. And that day, I completely broke down. Until then, I was ready to fight anybody. I was like, okay, even if they don't support me, the universe is with me. But that day, I was like, okay, I'll delete everything. I made my account private. Again, I was like, why is this happening to me? Why are people around me like this? Why is nobody supporting me? I used to also get annoyed by my friends not liking my reels or whatever, or like I used to wonder why. Then I realized that I'm expecting maybe a lot. I mean, they all have their own lives and I don't have to always hit that like button just because they know me personally. I started accepting all of that, but then this happened, and then I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm not meant for anything. My parents don't support. I don't come from that background, even though I want to. It's like, okay, I'm born here and there's nothing else that I can do. I can just accept that I'm not meant for anything. Even if I do, I'm not in a place where the environment supports it. So I just have to accept and move on. I did that for a couple of months until 2023 end. I just stopped everything. I was at college, connecting with my people, my friends. I was just being, but deep down I still had this feeling that I need to start a secret account where I start speaking about self-improvement and all that shit. Like, nobody knows me, I won't put my name in that, my mom cannot find me, I will block all my family. Thought keep coming back, and I was like, okay, let me do it. In 2024, after New Year, I decided to have a new account where I'm just going to speak about the things that matter to me. That is the account that I still have, and I'm still posting, and I still haven't figured out why I am doing content creation. It's so crazy. I thought this is what I'm meant to do because, I'm a person who would just quit something before even I try. Before even I try or fail, I would quit it. That's the kind of person I am. But this one thing about making content, I have not been able to stop. I've not been able to quit. Not because I have followers, not because people are engaging with me, not because I am creating beautiful content, not because I have so much to speak, but something inside me doesn't let me quit. And I believe in that something. I do believe in that something, That's why I'm just going on with it. Even though even I feel like, why am I doing this? Like, what is the point? I'm not a content creator. Maybe I'm not meant for that. And then I would stop for a while, and then again there's something inside me will nudge me, post something, and I post, and then it doesn't perform again. I try a few times, then I stop for a while, and then again post something, and it just kept going on for 1.5 years now. Exact nudge that the universe has given me over the last 1.5 years is what has kept me right here in front of this camera talking to you about my life. Why else would I do this? There's literally nobody who's listening to me. So although I was posting every now and then in Jan, Feb, March of 2024, I still had a lot of self-doubts in me. So that's when I realized that my conscious mind wants to do things, but my subconscious mind is pulling me back. My subconscious mind is still having a lot of self-doubts and limiting beliefs and not feeling confident, and all of these things was actually running the show. Subconscious mind was still weighing me down, but I was pushing through. Then after my graduation, I decided to move to Dubai because my sister lives here. As always, I wanted bigger things, right? I wanted better things. So I was like, let me move to Dubai. At least my content creation will flourish here because it's Dubai, and I would find a job with more salary and everything, so my life would get better, is what my idea was at that time. And then I was like, okay, let me try and move to Dubai and things will fix for me. And then I moved to Dubai in May, and I was at my aunt's place for 2 months, and it was not great because when you're living as guest with a family, it's not always the nice. Maybe first few days are nice, then you're always dependent on them. You cannot go anywhere. It's a new country, you don't know anything here. You don't have any apps to, even if you want to like book a taxi, you need to ask your aunt. And because she knows that I came here to look for a job, so for her the priority is to find me a job. She would make me study a lot, apply for multiple interviews, and she used to like put me into that, okay, you need to study, you cannot enjoy, you have to always be focused. So that put me in pressure, and I didn't feel good around those days. And then I had to like tell my aunt, you don't have to worry about me, and the difficult conversations, because I was staying there and all of that. So, and I got a job in Abu Dhabi, so I moved to Abu Dhabi and I was living there alone, and that was a really difficult time as well because I thought I would be in Dubai, but I got a job in Abu Dhabi and I have to take that up. So I went there. I was living in a room with other rooms like other people. So kitchen was common, the washroom was common. I didn't feel so nice about that place, but I was just pushing through. And that's when something, I was also speaking to a guy, and now he's my husband, and things were going fine. And then we got married in December. So all of this while I was doing content creation like once or once in 2 months. Like whatever I was able to do, I was just posting. I didn't know what to talk about, I didn't know what to show. I was trying to show a lot of, finding the job kind of thing, and that's how I think a lot of you guys found me. But I was not so sure if I want to do about Dubai job market or UAE job market alone, or if I was so just confused, but I was just focusing on a new job, a new person, new country, everything. So I was not so much into content creation, although I still couldn't quit. I still couldn't say I'm not doing this shit. I was doing whenever I felt happy. Marriage happened and then I came to Dubai. We moved here, and in March something happened to me. I don't know what, but a lot of things that I believed, all the limiting beliefs, everything started resurfacing in a way that it was weird. I cannot even talk about it. The thing is, I had everything. Like, I have a good house. I was going to get a car. If I want this, I get that. The situation was like that, and I'm still not happy. Like, I couldn't figure out why I'm not happy. Like, nothing material started making me happy. Suddenly, everything feels so pointless and useless. Like, why? I still haven't gotten a car. It's been months, but I said no, I don't want a car. I don't want new clothes. I don't want anything. You know, nothing started making sense to me. I was like, what is happening to me? And that's when I had my second and major enlightenment in last June. Because I hit rock bottom. Let me tell you, the worst and the best thing that can happen to a human when you're on earth is this one thing. It is spiritual awakening. I started questioning everything about myself. Like, have I been truthful about who I am? Have I been living to my true self, or was I just following the crowd, or what my parents said, or what everybody just made me feel what is right? Am I really living the life I wanted, or is it just built on some approval from society? And all of these questions started popping up, and I started actually seeing my own traumas, limiting beliefs, the subconscious mind part I was talking about, which I could not control. It broke everything down inside me. I cannot explain spiritual awakening to any of you. Only if you go through, you'll understand. I started healing. So now I'm going through a healing process where I'm healing every limiting belief, every thought, every fear, every anxiety, everything that made me who I am in the past. I'm just rebuilding myself from scratch. And it just naturally pushes you into turning inside and finding your own faults and healing them, and all the patterns, all the conditioning, all the pressures, all the trauma, everything starts resurfacing. And so it's a lot of unlearning, it's a lot of nervous system regulation, because who you are as a person is how your nervous system has been trained to reprogram it. It takes so much effort, it takes months and years of learning and relearning. So that's the process I'm going through, and I think I can put forward a lot of value into you guys about the things I've learned, going from a very dysregulated, a very unhappy, very stuck person to somebody who's more confident, somebody who's trusting herself and is in the path of self-actualization. And now when I think about my goals and my dreams, I know that at that point it was to prove something or prove somebody. But now at this point, I'm doing this because it genuinely makes me happy and I'm called to do this. It's not because I want to prove anything. Even if literally nobody is watching it, I would still make this video because it's no longer for somebody, it is for me. And it is because the universe is asking me to do it. If you are interested in all of these things, like connecting with the universe, getting to know yourself, being your authentic self, and being that version of you who deserves a better life and all of that, I think you should subscribe and hit a follow button on my Instagram page, because this is just the beginning. We're gonna do big things. I am so confident in myself. I know I'm meant for more and bigger things from when I was a child, and I still feel that it has not changed. A lot of things have changed, but this one thing has not changed.